I've learned that there was a Marka Rotko art center here. Actually, I didn't know that Marka Rotko was born in Latvia, and when I knew there was a center, I write to the center and to know if there was a possibility to exhibit here. And I contacted Tatiana Chanova, and we discussed, and she proposed me to exhibit it 2 years after, so now in 2021. And I was very pleased to have this opportunity, as I am working in an abstract field painting, and there is a strong relation with this painter. It's difficult to say how Marka Rotko directly influenced me, but it's sure there is part of inspiration in his work. I developed this series one by one. Before the jalousie, I have made a painting on clays of woods, but which were in volume. You know, you have I see that the reflection of the color appears on the clays of woods and a little bit on the wall. But after this, I say, okay, I will use this reflection directly on the wall. That's the way the jalousie has happened. And I found the result very, very strong and powerful with the reflection between the clays. So there was an alternation of plain and emptiness, and of white and color, and I thought it was very interesting. And after this, I made the frame. So the frame are 4 sticks of wood, and the surface, which is parallel to the wall, is white, and the color inside will reflect all over the inside of the frame. And I think it was really powerful. And because you don't know what you have to look at. If it's a frame, I mean the painted object, or if it's the inside, the monochrome, but which is not a painted monochrome, but an immaterial monochrome, just composed by light, by the reflection of the painting. So I think it was very interesting, and I realized some weeks ago that the frame, I named the series a frame, so I say it's a frame, so it means that you have to look at the inside. That is the importance of these works. And after this, I say, okay, so I can't go further in this series because I have the maximal effect with a very minimalism proposition. So I can't improve this series. So I say, okay, I have to go back to canvas and make another painting. And that's the way the horizon has appeared. And it's always a minimalism proposition. There is only 2 colors, and the composition is very, very simple. They are the same size, up and down, and there is also the same concerns as in the former works. It means it's about color, about light, and about perception, because the light which appears at the middle will be stronger with the light in the space, and with your movement. If you move, you will see it darker or lighter, and that's the way it appears. It shows that I'm working in a minimalist way, and probably I think, as Miss van der Rohe said it at the beginning of the 20th century, less is more. By choosing to have a very minimalist composition, for me is a way to put the attention on specific elements. And for me, it's these specific elements are the components of the painting itself. It means about its materiality, about the color, about the rhythm, and these specific things that sometimes we totally forget by painting because we are more focused on the subject of the painting. You know, if there is an image of a figurative image, we will more concentrate about it. And in this minimalism abstract proposition, I wanted to put the focus on this fundamental components of paintings. So it's true that it's about 15 years. It means very quickly. I didn't use any brush. I didn't use a brush anymore, and but it wasn't a choice, really. I mean, it was a more appropriate way to do what I wanted to do. I mean, to get the results I wanted to reach. So at the beginning, actually, I used the painting. It was only lines which were flowing, and I used this several years. And after this, I used the same technique on the cliffs of woods. So it was larger surfaces. And after this, I use it by large surfaces on canvas. And I realized that I could use this technique also on larger surfaces. I think it's really difficult to say if art is changing because there is many arts movement and arts development. It's difficult to have a real global vision of art because now it's not, I would say, like 100 years ago, where there was really strong movements and a lot of painters were following this movement. Now we are in a very individualistic society, and everybody express themselves in the way they wanted. So it's true that there is global movement, but there is many. There is not only one. So it's true that some people will be more interested by climatic change, by political situation, like migrants, for example, and they will put this direct political subject in their art. I mean, I say directly because I think every artist has a political position, even if they are doing abstract art or something like that, or if you can't see directly the matter of their subject, their political subject. But concerning me, I would say I'm developing my language as I'm doing it for 20 years. I mean, it's a very abstract language about based on constructions and colors and abstract elements, and it's difficult to see the influence of the pandemic or political things in my painting. But obviously I'm also influenced by these things. I'm not hermetic, of course. For me, when change appears, it's really not by hazard, but it's really by working. I'm working. I don't know how my painting will develop, but I'm working, and sometimes something happens. It's often by an error, and I will use this thing, or not always with error. I see something is happening at the studio, and I will use it. I say, oh, okay, I can use it, and see where it will get me. For example, I'm working for with the Horizon series on canvas for 5 years now, and it has changed a little bit. At the beginning, it was two colors which were very contrasted, like blue and yellow, or green and orange, and blue and red, and so on. And after this, it moves towards more monochromatic proposals, like blue and blue, and for now 6 months about, I'm developing a new series. In this series, it's the white horizons, and now the color will be under the white paint coats, and after this I don't know where I will go, but it's always surprising.